not have narcotic ambulances helping for national overdoses? How many times have you rejected Democrat health initiatives that would help people with drug problems? How many times? We should help everyone. Democrats want to help everyone. Democrats want to be involved children, no matter what state they are from, no matter how their parents voted. Democrats want to give health care to all Americans, no matter how they voted. Every single time we try to do that, it was money paid for by Democrat taxpayers, Democrat states, and politicians in our faces. We would not have this problem if you were honest about trying to solve it. You don't want to solve this problem, though. You want to study it. Democrats want universal health care. Democrats want universal mental health care. Democrats want all children all on the Democrat taxpayers' dime. You see our face every time we try to do that. You're okay with Democrats, but you want the American people want. God bless the American people the same way every Democrat president tried to. When Trump blessed the American people, when he teared down clergy members and arrested that church 12 years ago. Donald Trump blessed the American people. By the way, in addition to struggling with those higher in Republican states and Democrat states, every other state is that way as well. Republican states have the highest support rate, which I was thinking about when we heard that. Meanwhile, we ultra-leftist Colorado has the lowest support rate in the entire country. You have the lowest literacy rate, the lowest GDP, the highest obesity rate, the highest drug overdose rate, the lowest suicide death rate. Meanwhile, Democrats have always had That's the power of empathy. That's the power of hope. When one of us is all of
Okay, it's getting a little bit rowdy here. Earlier was very peaceful, but it might be a little bit rowdy here. Ladies and gentlemen, I am outside of the White House, way outside of the White House. Those of you coming in, please, if you would be so kind, thumbs up and share. Hi there, Robert Vaughn, live from Washington, D.C., outside of the White House. As you can see, tall gates have been erected, and you have a lot of people down here. And it's not as calm as it was earlier today. This is outside of the White House. I'm going to get up a little bit closer, but you can see a large police presence down here. Those of you that are coming in, please like and share. Washington, D.C., today is no King's rally, but I am now outside of the White House, and I don't know how close I can get. There's a lot of police and Secret Service agents, so I'm not going to try my luck, but as you can see it right in front of me, there's quite a bit, so I'm going to be careful. But again, I'm going to turn around so you can see how close I am to the police. So you can hear a speaker talking about the Democrats trying to get help. So I'm going to try to get a little bit closer. Forgive me if I can't, but again, this crowd is a lot more rowdier, and again, there might be some issues later. I'm not going to get caught up in it. I'm going to get footage for you, but again, I have to be extremely careful because this crowd is a little bit more angry, as you can hear. This is outside of the White House, Edwin. So I'm going to get up a little bit further.
Healthcare, school lunches, proper education, protective measures lift people up and help them afford.
Yes, drama with the D. I don't know who that is. Yelling. I try to get a little bit closer, but again, I'm going to be careful. Okay, so again, these are rowdy people. Very rowdy. USA! 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 USA!
Deal with it. Pretty much. Yeah, right?
What about the kids? Biden lost every child who was a cop. What about the 300,000 Biden lost that came across the border? The kids.
Why are you talking about Biden?
Where are the kids? You're talking about kids. You're talking about kids, right?
Get down a little bit further.
Yes, I do.
Thank you.
Hey there, Slicks. Hey there, Brand. Hey there, Uncle. How are you?
Who's saving our kids? Who's saving our kids? Who's saving our kids? Who signed our legislation? Who did? Who signed our legislation? Who signed the whole fentanyl act?
Thank you.
Who closed our
Okay, these are pro-Trump.
Who?
These are MAGAs here. I'm around MAGAs.
Somebody do a little talk.
And you can see, like I said, a lot of police here.
Who labeled the cartel foreign terrorist organization? Who's blowing up the boat?
No, actually, there are a lot of MAGA supporters here.
1 vote, 2 vote, 3 vote, no! 1 vote, 2 vote, 3 vote, no! Joe Biden didn't do that for us. Who did? Trump! Who did? Trump! 1 vote, 2 vote, 3 vote, no!
These are supporters of Trump.
1 vote, 2 vote, 3 vote, no!
You have a mixture, but you have a lot of MAGAs here. You can see the MAGA hats.
Who did it? Who did it? Trump! 1 vote,
Hey,
2 vote,
Oracles.
3 vote, no!
And way back there is the White House. But as I said, the gates are erected, so let me see how close I can get to it. I'm not going to go too far. Thank you, Oracles, and thank you for the thumbs up. So you can see the White House here. Like I said, a lot of police presence here. Good morning, Oracles.
Silicon Valley are described as drug addicts.
When do we want it?
So normally, those of you that have been following me have seen me get a lot closer, but not today. Yeah, they're not going to get me in a trick bag, Uncle. I know how far to go. Like I said, this crowd is a bit rowdy. So I'm staying on the perimeter. But I'm trying to capture some footage for you. You too, Oracles. Hey there, Brother Sanjay. How are you? I'm doing well. How are you? Thank you so much, Brother Sanjay. Hope you're doing well. It's probably evening time there for you. see, I'm out with boots to the ground, and as you can see, the pictures that I'm showing you, I'm the only one with the tan so far. So I think I need to be a little bit careful. So if the stream ends early, I'm at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. And you can send an SOS. Woo! Blessings, everyone. Hey there, Dakota. Oh no, oracles. Thank you, man. Hi there. Sackler cartel wanted this crisis. DOG prosecute. Thank you. Okay, I'm not sure if that was a real setting. Okay, so there was a little bit of verbal fisticuffs going on between the Democrat and Republicans. So let me move over just a teeny tad bit more. Again, this is live from Washington, D.C. This is outside of the White House. The White House is behind me, but as you can see, the gates are erected a lot higher, and you can't get past them for obvious reasons. And a lot of law enforcement here. A lot. And a lot of MAGA hats. Hey there, Riley. Is there any way someone could help me get a few dollars for my dinner tonight? My family, please. I know you did not just do that, Riley. Riley, I'm not going to censor you, but please don't do that. I'm going to remove that comment. Okay? And prayers that you find and pray that your needs will be met.
I'm right behind you. I thought you were looking for
Lunatics out there.
right here behind us.
Everybody watch out for the lunatics. They've been spotted wearing red hats with the words We're here for your kids too, Democrats.
Okay, again, there are a lot of people in support of President Donald Trump here.
Not just Republicans, kids, he said, it's Democrats, kids too. We can't fight for our kids. They're dead. We fight for your kids.
Today is No King's Day, Sanjay.
If you wanted to fight for kids, why
We
did you fight
fight in
against
honor
giving them
and
free food?
memory of our
Why did you
kids.
fight against giving them free health care?
Kids.
You sound like crazy.
Blessings, oracles, and I hope everything is okay with you.
You want to let children starve. You say you are for children, and yet you want children to not be able to afford their health care. These are contradictions. If you care about children, you need to actually show that. You cannot just claim it over and over again. I've got a job, sweetheart. Why you guys got so many MAGA hats on? Why you guys so
We are not paid to be here. Yeah, that's right. Shut up.
Okay.
Everybody, leave it to me.
You're trusting me to help him? I'm a lifeguard instructor and I can use proper CPR.
Can't use a blowhorn right. Oh boy. Yeah, I want to use it.
Okay, looks like someone may have fainted. That's why you see a lot of people in a circle covering it out of respect. So I'm not going to cover that. But there's an emergency, health emergency. as it appears. As you can see, a lot of the law enforcement personnel in a circle. So hopefully, prayerfully, that individual is okay. So I'm not going to cover that again out of respect. A lot of tension, a lot of passionate people out here. I believe EMS should be on the grounds. I'm not really sure why I don't see them. Hopefully they'll be coming soon. Let me get on this side. Again, when you exude a lot of passion, sometimes you can run your pressure up or other things can happen. So as I said, prayerfully, that individual is okay or will be okay. Again, as you can see, he's being shielded, which that is the proper thing to do.
So your best like run into open air and like shake, don't rub because rubbing it might
A lot of police here. Oracle says here in the Philippines, earthquake is occurring in the whole area nationwide, and public trust is being pickpocketed by corrupt government officials. Oh no, oracles! Well, prayers for you and all of the Philippines. I read somewhere that somewhere else was experiencing an earthquake. It's really sad. I'm sorry to hear that. Prayers. People are angry, just like in Indonesia. They also rallied for a change in government. Yes, unfortunately, oracles, when people are, as you said, rallying and pleading for a change, and there's unrest, unfortunately. Uncle, I have to agree with you there. Pure blood, you came back. I didn't think I'd ever see you come back again, but again, welcome. You're welcome here. Despite how mean you were to me earlier. But you see, I survived it. And yeah, what you see is a lot of Trump supporters here, and have some pushback from those that are not supporters of President Trump. And you see a medical emergency. Again, a lot of law enforcement that are shielding the incident, again, as they should. But a lot of law enforcement down here. This is outside of the White House. You can't get close to the White House today as you normally would be able to. And there's another individual with a mouse hat or a rat hat on top of his head walking through with his tambourines with him. I didn't mean to laugh, but I didn't expect that. I thought he was going to break out with some church hymns. Bill Marcos Ferdinand. Okay, somebody just blew bubbles. I don't know if you're able to see them or not. Now you can see it again over there, maybe. people blowing bubbles. So again, a large law enforcement presence here. And Oracle says trillion of government funds from taxes were systematically laundered by contractors, corruption, and all government agencies. Oracles, I didn't realize that you all were experiencing a lot of things that we experience here. And again, with respect to a few of the verbal exchanges, it's been pretty much peaceful here. Nobody has been nasty to me. As I mentioned, I'm one of few tanned. It's a beautiful tan. You see my beauty mark? Individuals here. But again, I have friends from all cultures, and normally I don't have problems with anyone. I believe you treat people kindly, and most of the time it will be returned. Pureblood says, my sister-in-law is from Seoul. Oh, okay. And my other sister-in-law is from Kobe, Japan. All right, Pureblood. Well, thank you for sharing that. I appreciate that. There are a lot of people here, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, that are holding signs of their loved ones or people that they've known or know that have overdosed from fentanyl. And I think there's a lot of finger pointing going on. Some being pointed at the Democrats, some being pointed at the Republicans. Let me see if I can't, oh no, I can't see her sign. She's got it going in the other direction. And I see one. I see one person over in the corner. I have to go get that. And I don't want to see her reaction. You all give me a moment, and I'm not being facetious. I'm really not, but I'm actually surprised. So I just want to see what she says when I go over there. As I said, look at me right real quick. Okay. There's a Christmas tree on. These people are crazy. Give me 1 second. Secret Service there. I don't want to get in his way. Hi there. I just want to get your t-shirt. All right. Thank you. Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you both. Okay. He said Black Lives Matter, so they matter. Even though I'm a mixture, some people call me a mutt, but now you know. You don't see many of us out here, but I'm telling you, there is somebody out here on a bike and they're covered in a Christmas tree. Give me 1 moment. I'll get that for you. This is unbelievable. I'm telling you, see anything in Washington. Hold on for 1 second.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you, man.
I love that. Hey, I need
Merry
to do that.
Christmas.
Right?
For real. Hey, I'm Christmas all year round. That's what I'm talking about. Shoot.
Cheese.
That's what's
Thank
up.
you,
Hey,
Santa.
we need that.
Right?
All right, so we saw Santa on the bike. I kid you not, the guy had on a Christmas tree on his bike. Can't make it up. And the sign right here says, cops, National Guard, soldiers, you protect and serve the American people, not to Donald Trump. So you see that sign right there. So she's over in that corner. She's not venturing over where I am. So again, if you know, you know. I'm just going to say that. It's a beautiful day. Hey there, Lonzo. Lonzo says Costco is empty. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Meaning empty with supplies or empty as far as not many customers today. So pay attention, everyone. There's a guy again in the Christmas tree on his bike. And today again is October the 18th, 2025. It is No King's Day, but you have a lot of, MAGA supporters here. And as I said, there was an exchange earlier with a few Democrats and Republicans, but it has calmed down. And over here in the red, you'll see MAGA supporters. You'll see a few MAGA hats on the tops of heads. Okay, more law enforcement. We should see coming in front. And another cluster there. A lot of the posters, as I've mentioned, are posters of people that have had an overdose or some type of issue with fentanyl and some other substances. And again, you can probably see, let me try to zoom, way yonder, the White House, but I can't get close to it as I normally could. Again, for obvious reasons. And that's the man in the Christmas tree again. And Uncle says, oh, Pureblood says, oh, please, up 21. George 17. I don't know if you're speaking about a football game that's going on or not. I know you mentioned that. I believe you were the one that mentioned that LSU was playing earlier, Pureblood. Someone did. Can't remember if it was you or not. And Uncle says, denying its power, and from such people turn away. Luis Martinez says, hi. Hola, Luis. Hi to you. Hello to you. Greetings. Live from Washington, D.C. And the mosquitoes are biting me once again. See, Pureblood, I remembered you. I try to remember those that come into the chat, so when they come in again, I can speak to them and acknowledge them. See? Never judge people. You never know how people might really be. And those of you that have been following me, I haven't changed one bit. I'll show you the good, I'll show you the bad, and I'll show you the ugly. And here's another one. Again, a lot of the signs you see is relating to fentanyl. So Pureblood must be into college sports. I like sports too, Pureblood, but I'm more of a professional sports fan. I like the NFL. And right now I'm mortified with the NFC East. I'm mortified. I cannot believe that Prescott screwed up last week. We had the opportunity to, if not be in first place, at least a solid second place with the Eagles falling twice. But Dak screwed it up again, so I'm not too happy with that. I'm not happy at all. Pure Blood says, always like pro, but like college too. A lot of people actually, Pure Blood, love college. I can't really get into it now. When I was much younger, many moons ago, I was highly into college basketball. I love the Big East. Again, I'm from the DC area. I was part of Hoya Paranoia. We had the big men. We had Patrick Ewing. We had Michael Graham. He was a beast. Allen Iverson. Who else was there? It was Michael Jackson. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not kidding you. We had a player at Georgetown named Michael Jackson. Who else was it? I think it was Reggie Smith, I believe, and Fred Brown. But yes, they were a part of the Big East. And we had the ACC. Maryland, the Maryland Terrapins were part of the ACC. Many of you that have been following me know that I did a story and interviewed the mother of Len Bias, who unfortunately passed away 2 days after he signed a contract with the Boston Celtics. A lot of people thought that he would be the next Michael Jordan, if not better. So Pure Blood, yes, I'm kind of versed in a lot of things. I'm not a one-trick pony. But again, that was a long time ago. I kind of got away from college and really started watching professional football. I actually was a Redskins fan. They then changed their name to Washington Football Team, and now they're the Commanders. Back in the day, they had the Fun Bunch, they had the Hogs, they had a super duper special teams, but then something went amiss and they just haven't been the same. 2012, they had a glimmer of hope in RG3, but as you know, when Gruden came along and that injury, that went downhill. So it looks like they may have exhumed themselves with the emergence of young Jaden Daniels. So we'll see what happens with that. Are you impressed with my sports knowledge, ladies and gentlemen? You should be. And Diamond, Jimmy, hey there, Diamond. Are my friend having Raleigh? Everything is just about slowing down now. And Pure Blood says, I'm a trade coat. Born in St. Louis, live around KC. Okay.
Everything else is 4 o'clock.
And Uncle says, very impressive. See, women or girls know about sports too now. And like I said, I'm old school, so I can tell you about old school. And for those of you that might be on the stream, do you remember when John Starks of the New York Knicks gave Michael Jordan that nasty facial? And when I say facial, because some of y'all might take it a little bit too far, I really mean that nasty dunk. John Starks, the New York Knicks and the Chicago Bulls, that was a fierce series. And I also enjoyed the Knicks when they played the Indiana Pacers. My favorite player of the Pacers at the time was none other than number 33, Reggie, I call him Rain Man Miller, because he rained threes back to back. How do you like them apples? And Uncle says, I'm from New York City, but I live in Pittsburgh. Oh, okay, so you're a terrible towel-waving Steelers fan. Okay. Ro, welcome back, Ro. And for some reason, I knew you would come back with a piece of information that I'm sure people will find interesting, but I'm not going to read that out. But I'm not going to delete it either. So welcome back, Ro. Pure Blood says, wow, I have a lot of basketball days. Oh, no. Psalm says those were the nice basketball days. Absolutely. And Pure Blood says, wow, I have a lot of sports memorabilia. Good for you. I wish I had kept some of mine. You see, Pure Blood? This is how people get in trouble for judging people. Sometimes when you have conversations and you extrapolate the politics, you might find you have something in common. Or someone may share some of the same things you enjoy and know a little bit about it. And who is this? Uncle says, my mom taught me everything I know. Your mom did? Wow. I never underestimate our women, and you shouldn't. And Pablo says, MAGA. Brian KJ says, FDT. And Pablo says, love Donald Trump. And Uncle says, my favorite Knicks player was Bernard King. You know what, Uncle, my favorite player, he's gone now, but he was a beast. Anthony Mason. Anthony Mason. He was a beast. Absolutely. And Pure Blood. I'm watching all these police roll by, making sure they don't tell us to leave, and I'm still sitting here, and then I'll be in somebody's squad car being cuffed out of here. Pure Blood says, I never owned east of the Mississippi. Oh, okay. And Pablo says, take our country back. Yes, Uncle, mace in your face. Yes, absolutely. But I tell you who I think one of the most prolific defensive players, at least back in the day, was none other than Dennis the Worm Rodman. He would do any and everything to get those defensive boards. You know, I can't say too much for his psyche, but as far as being a beast, he was it. Pablo says, where we go one, we go all. And now you just see a lot of people having conversations, and I don't know if they're going to open up or lower the gates or not. My guess is I doubt it. But that is pretty much what you see as far as, like I said, a little mild confrontation between a couple of Democrats and Republicans. And earlier today, you can check my live out if you want, where they had the actual No Kings rally on Pennsylvania Avenue. And Johnny says it's the NE country stupid. Not really sure what Johnny means by that, who he's calling stupid, but I'm going to continue on filming and conversing with those in the chat, because we have more people that are coming down here taking footage here at the White House, because it is a beautiful, beautiful day, and you can see it a little bit from here. Uncle says, ironically, I'm a Lakers fan. That was my favorite team. Showtime. Magic Johnson, number 32. Says, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, my favorite along. Yes. Magic Johnson, James Wilkes. Okay. Norm Nixon. He married. He married Debbie Allen, and they're still together today. Michael Cooper and Big James Worthy. Do you remember Faux? That was James Worthy. Faux. Now, I used to like the Celtics, of course, Larry Bird, but we cannot forget the General. Who's the General, ladies and gentlemen? He never smiled much. The Parrish. Robert Parrish. But you forgot Kurt Rambis of the Lakers, Uncle. Do you remember him? Kurt Lambus with the funny looking glasses. And let's not forget when we go back to the Boston Celtics. He had funny shoulders, Kevin McHale. But he was no one to play with. And Uncle says Debbie Allen, which is why she was shipped out to the Clippers, Clark Kent.
You have to take the bus though.
So we have a small barrage of U.S. Park police that are leaving the area. But yes, those were the days. I loved NBA basketball back then, but after a while, to me, and this is just my opinion, it became too commercialized, and I kind of slipped away from that and started to watch NFL football. And Pierre Bless says, whoa, I remember holidays with Willie and Ozzie Smith. Okay, my father would disappear after dinner into the basement for days. Early 80s, yes, the 80s were it. That's when they had the little, they had the little shorts, I'll just say that. They had tiny shorts on at that time. Their uniforms have changed since then, but yes, they had tiny shorts. And for those who remember the Washington Bullets, do you remember Manute Bol? I actually saw him. That man was tall. I don't know who was taller, Manute Bol or George Marathon, but they were both very tall. Manute Bol, unfortunately, is no longer with us. May he rest in power. But yes, I remember that. Those were back in the day. Cornbread Max. Oh my God, ML Carr. Do you know what, Uncle? I could not stand ML Carr and the legendary Dennis Johnson. But don't forget the nemesis, Danny Ainge. Danny Ainge. He was a gnat, but when you needed him to produce, Danny Ainge was the go-to guy. But you didn't think I knew about him, did you? And I'm not reading the script, and no, I'm not paid, so obviously I have some knowledge. There's no way I couldn't. This is a random conversation that just popped up, so I'm being authentic. But yes, those were the days. It's not like that anymore. It's truly not like that anymore, and I'm saddened behind that. I really, honestly, I'm sad because I thought and believe and still believe that Patrick Ewing deserved to get a chip, but for some reason the Knicks just could not get it done. It's not like they didn't have the talent, but they just couldn't get it done. And again, being a little bit biased from being from D.C., I really wanted Patrick Ewing to get at least one championship. And Uncle says, remember when the Bullets had Wes Unseld, yes, and his afro, and the Big E, Elvin Hayes, absolutely. Washington at that time, we were really excited about our sports teams, but as I said, it went downhill fast. Wes Unseld was really respected, absolutely. And Pierre Blood says, yep, Pops did 18 months for insider training. Oh, okay, Pure Blood. Yeah, so those were the days. I actually used to, and this is before I knew it was against the law, used to tape some of those games on a VHS. So you know, that was many moons ago. We had the VHS, but I love sports so much, and there were times I couldn't get to see some of the games, so I recorded them and watched them later. I also watched the rivalry of the Cowboys and the Redskins at the time. And Tom Landry, I call him the Hat Man because he always had that hat and trench coat. Those were some of the best football games that came in on Sunday. Absolutely. But again, those days are gone, but I have my memories. Yes, absolutely. 1978. And Pure Blood says, forget cooking. I'm ordering Chinese. My favorite Chinese is shrimp lo mein and spring rolls. I had a bad experience with egg foo young over 20 years ago, and I never ordered that again. I don't do much Chinese, but when I do get a hankering for it, it's always shrimp lo mein with extra garlic. I like garlic. But absolutely. They're thinking about, or they actually have already inked it, that they're going to move the Washington Commanders back to RFK. I don't know if it's going to make a difference or not. We'll see what happens at the end of this season, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. So you have a few people that are coming here to visit, but most of the people put their signs. As you can see, they're leaving now. And really quickly, you see the lady right there with the red hat on and the bags. That woman is homeless, and she's been here at least 2 months now. You see where that is? Right there is the White House. So that bench has been her home, literally steps away from the White House for about 2 months now. You go back into some of my videos, actually some of my shorts, you'll see that. And she's a MAGA supporter. Again, I'm not saying that they have anything to do with her situation, because who knows? And that's another thing. A lot of people speak bad about the homeless, but you don't know what could have happened to them. They could have been at the top, upper echelon in their employment, and something drastically could have changed, and perhaps they looked for solace in a bottle that shakes or jiggles, and this is where they are today, and they've never really been able to shake it. So again, don't be too quick to judge. And then there are a lot of people that have pride. So I've seen it all, trust me. I've seen it all, and it's really sad. Uncle says, I remember the Steelers Cowboy Super Bowl's my favorite. Yes, oh my God, you remember Lynn Swann? Absolutely, dominated the Cowboys. Stallworth was dominating the second game until he was injured. Swann sealed the game again. Yes, absolutely. My mom had a crush on Lynn Swann. Don't ask me why, but she did. But absolutely, absolutely. I wasn't a huge Cowboys fan days of Emmitt Smith, but I have to say that man had heart. I remember he played like no other, even while injured. So I ended up having a lot of respect for him after that. I believe his number, I believe 33. And we cannot forget about number 21, prime time, Deion Sanders. I couldn't stand him at that time. He made me sick. Uncle says he still looks great. Okay. Pure Blood, after this season, I said it last season, but I gave them one more chance. But if they lose one more time, I'm going to have to be what I was called earlier by someone, a turncoat, and leave Dallas behind. I'm too old, and they're not going to put me in a nursing home. And Pure Blood says, I remember leaving the Bills. I never really got into the Bills. A lot of people cherish the Bills, but the team that I said 2 years ago, and again, go back to my video bucket when I used to do a lot of my picks. I said I believe that Detroit was a team to watch out for in the last couple of years. And Detroit has been showing their butts, so you need to watch out for them. You Ravens fans out there, you may want to take your balls and go home. Y'all aren't going to have a 500 season. And you heard it here. You will not. Okay? You will not have a 500 season. You're done. Try again next year. It's not going to happen. I don't know what the problem is, but you're done. Oh, okay. Sorry about that, Uncle. I'm trying to pay attention and read. Emmett Smith wore 22. Tony Dorsett was 33. Tony Dorsett was so cute. Doesn't he have a son that plays or used to play? But thank you for that correction. See, I don't know. I can't remember everything, but thank you. Uncle, I wore 22. Okay, Pure Blood. But Uncle says Bullet Bob Hayes wore number 22 before. Okay. Thank you for that correction. I have to go back and make sure I put that notation in my description. Pardon my faux pas. Again, this was a long time ago, but again, that is when, to me, football was absolutely amazing, and I was excited for each game. Hey there, beautiful Calais. And Pure Blood says, I remember running off to Hawaii and Kurt Warner. Oh, what do you know about Kurt Warner, Pure Blood? I joined my grandmother's church. Greatest show on turf. And Uncle says, yes, Anthony Dorsett was a safety in the NFL for years. Oh, okay. Didn't know that. Good to know. I thought he did, but I wasn't completely positive. I thought he had a son that played, but again, I wasn't sure, so I had to ask the question. Yes, he was a beast. Washington, Darryl Green, prolific player, as well as number 30, B. Mitch. I think Brian Mitchell is a Hall of Fame candidate. If not, he should be. Okay. Pure Blood says, really? Torrey Holt and Isaac Bruce Marshall Falk? I haven't heard Marshall Falk's name in a long, long time. You all remember Desmond Howard, the Heisman Trophy winner? He did well for a short stint in Washington, and then he too kind of disappeared from the sports circuit. I don't know if he's commentating now, but he did well for a while on special teams. I think he even played wideout for a little bit. But then, I'm telling you, Washington has a way with what happens to some of their players. I'll just say that. And Uncle says, those Rams were great, Pure Blood. And then Uncle says, Michigan. And then Pure Blood says, Uncle, remember, I was living on the top of Waikiki. Yeah, so we have a lot of memories and a lot of people that made it to the Hall of Fame that did very well. Again, those were the days. I was excited. And every now and again, on Sundays, I may get a little bit of excitement through my veins, but not like I used to back in the day. The team the teammanship, if that's even a word. I don't think that it is. I just made it up. It isn't the same. It's not. A lot of people, in my opinion, they play for the clout as opposed to the working together as a team to get it done. I think that's what happens with a lot of young players. And then the money that they're making now, is nothing like they made back in the day. Oh, so he is commentating at ESPN. All right, good for him. I've seen Robert Griffin a couple of times speak on something. As a matter of fact, I saw a clip of him speaking against Skip Bayless, who was talking about someone. I forgot his name, so I'm not going to say it, but someone who decided to get baptized. So there's a little bit of back and forth there. For those of you that remember RG3, or some of them called him Black Jesus, but that didn't last long after that injury. And then that quarterback controversy with Kirk Cousins, and Washington went right back to their old ways. And that's when I said, you know what, I can't watch Washington anymore. And that's when I jumped on the Cowboys bandwagon, and I jumped out of the frying pan right into the fire, because Dallas has let me down once again. All my aunts and aunties still live in St. Louis. Can't stand to go to a Royals and Chiefs game, especially because I have a lot of rookie cards. Okay. Kansas City, I'm really surprised they haven't been doing better. Everybody ran on that bandwagon for years, but they don't look too good. And I don't know if Vegas is playing games with us as it relates to the Eagles, but I cannot believe the Eagles have lost twice now. And if I'm not mistaken, their last loss was to the lowly Giants. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I could be, but they lost to a low on the totem pole team, and I want to say it was the Giants. And if that's the case, something squally is going on. Hey there, Kevin, from New York. Blessings to you. And Pure Blood says, fun fact, where did the Chiefs come from? Well, I'm going to assume it wasn't Kansas City. Maybe Washington? Godfather. Damn, the hate for America day is not over yet. Yes, Godfather, actually it is. I'm just watching some of the people leaving out, but we're actually talking about sports now. Can you believe it? Or, as the people in the 70s would say, can you dig it? Yeah, we're talking about sports right now. Okay, so some of the people, oh no, he must be part of, are they opening up the gates to people? Are they opening up the gates? They've opened up the gates, and people are going down towards the White House. I may go down there. I'll see if there are any more people with any crazy signs. If not, but in answer to your question, Godfather, no King's Day for all intents and purposes, at least here in D.C. at this location, which is, again, right outside of the White House. I was on Pennsylvania Avenue earlier. Is pretty much over with. And Pure Blood says, nope, Texas. Dallas, Texans. Oh, okay. And Pure Blood says Lamar Hunt bought him They play in Casey, Missouri. Oh, I did not know that. Okay. Well, looks like the action is not quite over. You know what? Godfather, your energy just brought in what was peaceful. You just brought in some negative energy. Okay.
Why'd we open the fence back up after all the people left? What y'all scared of? Y'all scared of?
Okay, now she is going to end up getting her little Hyde Parks locked up if she doesn't take it down a notch. I mean, yes, freedom of speech, but I mean, you gotta be respectful too. See what you did, Godfather? We had a good conversation about sports, reminiscence about back in the day, and here you come in bringing your nasty little negative energy. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Godfather. Never fails. And Lorenzo says nobody is shopping at Costco. That may last for a little while. Remember, a few months ago, Reverend Al with that conch in his hair, and who else called for people not to shop at Costco and Walmart and all of those stores. People are still out there shopping now. They may have shown it looked empty in a few places, but for the most part, people are still shopping. And Pure Blood says Ohio State 20, Wisconsin. Oh, so looks like a blowout is happening. She's not happy. The lady right there is not happy at all. She better watch it though, because there's still some cops around. And basically she was expressing how these gates, as you can see in front of me, and they're pretty high, were closed during the little gathering that was right here. But now it's open, and I said to you at the top of the broadcast that normally I could get closer, but I couldn't because everything was closed. But now it's open. So, yeah. So, you must be a Buckeye fan, Pure Blood. Again, I am not a college fan at all. I watched it at one point in time years ago, but if you ask me to name someone in college now, to be honest with you, I could not name one person. Not one. Oh, okay. Pure Blood says Ohio State is ranked number 1. Okay, well, go Ohio. Again, I believe they're the Buckeyes. I could be wrong, but I believe they're the Buckeyes. Ohio State Buckeyes. Again, I might be wrong, but I think that's their name. And again, Pure Blood says, okay, all right, I remember a little bit. They say when you get older, your memories are first to go. Not just yet. So there are more people coming in. I think they're just going to be taking pictures. You might see a few signs up there, but I don't think you're going to see a lot of ugliness that you saw earlier. And like I said, a little bit of verbal fisticuffs, because it's actually getting a little breezy out here, but still a very, very beautiful day. Well, hopefully your Ohio State, if that's your team, Pure Blood, continues to stay ranked number 1, and they go all the way to the top and bring the championship home for you. A friend of mine that I went to high school with actually was a coach for Delaware State. He played for the Dallas Cowboys and Washington. They were Redskins at the time. You can look it up. Rod Milstead, number 69. I remember when he was a junior in high school, he was regular size, and then in a year that boy blew up. And I'm like, what in the world? So yes, he went on to good things. Again, Rod Milstead. I don't know if he still coaches for Delaware State or not, but he was the coach at one time. But he went to the Cowboys. He played for the Cowboys and Washington. So that's a fun fact for some of you all. Indeed. And thank you to those who thumbed up. So I'm going to walk down just a little bit just to see if there are any crazy signs, just so you all can have a little bit more context so I can round this day out. But again, today is October the 18th, 2025, and this is just one of the locations where they had the No Kings rally. The first one you saw earlier today was on Pennsylvania and 7th Street Northwest, Washington, D.C., and then a lot of them came down here in front of the White House, where many of the gates, as you can see, were closed off earlier, but they're open now. So again, as I said, I'm going to walk my feet down there, and I'm telling you, my feet are hurting. I've been walking almost all day. Oh, thank you, Mississippi Macho, for your blessings. May they be returned to you abundantly. Blessings to you. And Pure Blood says, coordinator on the Bears under Ditka. Do you mean Mike Ditka? And Pure Blood says, Dave, I knew the brother Bill. Okay. Teresa, don't you come in my stream with that. I'm going to tell you, like a lot of people tell people, don't start nothing, won't be nothing. But you know the answer to that. Of course not. Oh, okay. Mike Ditka. I remember that name. I remember a lot of names. But yes, absolutely. And Jerry Jones' name has been floating around, and I don't think it's been floating in a good light. So we shall see what happens with him. But again, thank you so much, Mississippi, again, for your blessings. May they be returned abundantly. And thank you so much to everyone that's been engaging in this stream. Again, I showed you some of the exchange backwards and forth, but then we started talking about sports, and I've enjoyed it. I absolutely have. As I said, it's a lot of things that I'm interested in, but these things right here are important as well. Sometimes the news, as you know, will put a different spin on it, but at least you can see at least where I am, or what happens, or what has happened. And Mississippi is laughing. Don't you laugh at me, Mississippi. I don't even know who's playing tomorrow, to be honest. I need to get my picks done. It's just been a rough, long week. A long week this week at work. And then out here today. So I'm walking. And these are just the most beautiful flowers. And that is a beautiful view of the White House. And you can see actually some lights on. Oh, and thank you for those. Oh, Mississippi. I'm telling you, the people, you should have saw some of the names, the troll names that came in earlier. They actually made me laugh. Unfortunately, some of these things that are going on are sad and not really a laughing matter, but sometimes you have to laugh at some things to keep from crying. But no, that can't be done. Now, I'm sure there's some people that would like for that to happen, but no. I don't know why these three gentlemen are just standing there like that. You think I can bum rush them? No, I think they're taking a picture. Let me get out of their picture. I don't want to mess it up. Okay, now they're going on. And SXD says, Trump is God. Hey there, Mr. Cluck. I saw you once before. How are you doing? Are you clucking along? Good for you. So actually, you do have quite a few people down there.
Maybe, okay, Fisher, take a picture of me.
And you can see the monument. The flag. Oh, we got a pretty decent crowd down here.
Sorry.
That's okay, man. Well, enjoy. And make sure that you have some ginger ale or something to combat that acid you may get. Pure blood. But that's just a review of the people in front of the White House. I think many people here are just to take pictures now. Like I said, all of the issues were earlier. So that, unless something happens later, will be the end of this stream. I enjoyed each and every one of you that engaged and left comments and likes. Until next video, everyone, please be safe, be well, and you know the rest. Be healthier. Until next time, bye-bye for now. Oh yeah, go Cowboys. Bye-bye.